Dort. Down to Dort. This is Lee Dort, and I'm down to Dunk. This is Lee Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
I'm Josh Giddey, and I'm down to Dunk.
Hey, this is Kenny Hustle, and I'm down to Dunk.
I'm Darius Baisley, and I'm down to Dunk.
I'm Mike Muscala, and I'm down to Dunk.
This is Poku, and I'm down to Dunk.
I love cereal. Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cracklin' Oat Bran.
Oh, I can have these. I'm going to share with my team, but I'm going to hog most of them.
Welcome to Down to Dunk. I'm your host, Andrew Schlecht. We're part of the Athletic Podcast Network. L-Man quit the pod, apparently.
Let me try.
You want to?
Hello and welcome to...
Nope, you've already
How does
messed
it
it
go?
up.
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome. You already messed it up. You've been doing this for how long? And
Oh, yeah, do it again. Oh,
Nope.
muted.
Nope, muted early.
We thought that the boys are going to be back in town today, but
really-
instead it's just the three of us, which is great, which is fine. But we know that the dynamic suffers at least a little bit when one of us is gone.
A little bit. It suffers by
the show changes completely.
It changes
it's
completely.
an exponential drop. It's not 75% of a show when one of us is gone. It's 25% of a
Yeah,
show.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Taylor.
I'm Taylor.
We've got four guys. One of us gone. It is 25%.
Yeah. Wait.
Is that what
Jay.
you're trying to make? It's Jay.
Saying it's 25% quality. I'm talking
Okay.
about quality. We
Okay.
dropped by 25%. The show dropped 75%.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
This is episode 120.
It's the summer.
It's the summer.
Any news?
We had Mike Muscala is officially
Ooh, the moose is not loose.
re-signed. No, what is he?
Signed.
Retained?
The moose is back.
Yeah, there's just nothing.
doesn't suck.
We need help with
I'll
that.
work on it.
Let us know. We need a little palate cleanser from Wednesday's show, which was we got a lot of messages about how painful it was. Bangelope said, "Please never do that again." We talked about the Harden trade.
I just told him, I said, I can't wait. Like, I need a heads up when the 2016 summer pod comes around.
Yeah, we're at 12. It's in 2 weeks.
Oh, can't wait to not
Yeah.
listen to that one.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Yeah, it's a tough subject.
Yeah. Well, and it's so funny. I was driving my son to a pool party, and on my way back, and I pulled into the Dollar General in Guthrie, basically, is where I was. And as I pull in, it's like, if they had played it out, then all of a sudden the Wizards would have probably given Harden for Beal straight up and had no problems with that. If they would have let him play it out that season, I was like, oh, that's such a fun what if that I never have really thought of before. Man, I can't believe how awesome it'd be to have won like 5 championships.
We're trying to give a historical account of what happened and talk about
with you guys, man.
not trying to make anybody feel better.
Hey, we know it's the
about it.
summer, and the only sport that's around is baseball.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's ruin your day for a while. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Next summer's fun, though.
Yeah.
No,
No,
we got a few summers.
no. It's not fun for a little while.
No, it's not fun for a while.
Don't
I
worry.
will say this, is we often underestimate or understate. If Kevin Martin wouldn't have left to go to Minnesota for no reason,
Well,
I
let
think
him
they
go.
would have. I know, but he wanted more money. They weren't going to pay him what he was going to get in Minnesota, unless my memory serves me incorrectly.
Yeah.
But I do think that he was. I mean, they were really good,
Mm-hmm.
and if he would have stayed around for another run with Russ healthy, but the next year was plagues of Egypt.
Yeah. They were
Oh,
still
great.
good.
Mm.
But they were still good without Kevin Martin. That's the thing, is that they whiffed on too many. We don't need to stay on this. I'm trying to give a palate cleanser here.
Oh,
Joe.
sorry.
Sorry.
Let's talk about 3 things
We haven't really had a good summer since then.
that excite you most this summer.
Dude, I've racked my brain about 3 things that excite me about this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm.
The number one thing, without question, is rotations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's actually exciting to have 15 guys that you're wanting to see play basketball.
That could possibly be on the team in the next 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The issue is every time that I start to get excited about this season, in the back of my mind, I'm like, and you're the problem, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Every time in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking like, when do they, if they shift to internal development or whatever he calls it, like I can't be excited knowing that there's the
Foresight and
possibility.
freedom.
It's games of consequence is what we're looking for.
Yes.
Yes.
Are there games of consequence?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's probably number 2, games of consequence. But the potential of the last 30 games being whatever that tall, weird guy that's maybe from Greece.
Wow, Jay.
What's his name?
Jay is like completely unplugged here.
I can't do that again. I just can't do that again. And if I feel like I can't do that again,
Wait, who are you talking about?
I don't know. What was the guy's name?
Victor Wembanyama.
No, yeah, that's it. I don't know. The guy who scored all the points at the
Oh,
end.
Yorgos.
Yorgos.
Kalazakis.
Kalazakis. Isn't he from Greece? Anyway,
Yeah.
so
I thought you were trying to talk about
like I haven't been on,
Victor.
no, come on, he's not from Greece.
Okay, that's
French,
why I was
man.
like, what
Wrong with
happened to
guys,
you? Did
man?
you
Come on
did
now?
You,
No,
did
that's
you have
all
a
I'm paying
seizure on the way
Sound
in
like
here?
Dean Blevins over
All I'm
here.
paying attention to is the 2023 draft. And here's the good news about the 2023 draft. And you don't have to have a top 4 to get a really quality guy.
I mean, we don't know that yet.
I'm so tired. I can't. Andrew, I haven't been on the pod in like a month.
Yeah.
And I've just had to listen to you try to prep us for a season of garbage. And I just can't.
It's not going to be a
do it.
season of garbage.
It's not gonna be a season of garbage. It's gonna be way more fun.
It'll be way more fun.
That's why.
Until it's not.
That's why.
50 games of fun, 30 games of hell.
But Jay, can't you see the forest through the trees, my man?
Wow.
No, I can't anymore, guys. I can't do it.
You can. You know what you
can't
need
do
to
it one more time. You can't.
No, I don't
Okay,
want to.
well, you can be satisfied with your team that never. I mean, I think that this team could be as good as like the Grizzlies were in that last run.
But I think this is a conversation that is unnecessarily being made into a binary conversation where it's either or, right? Like you either have to be tanking for 30 games because the only option is to get a top 3 pick, but that's not really what it is. Like you could play, and I think Alex had mentioned this, you can play the roster out as it is constructed
Mhm.
and still probably get the 8th, 7th, 9th best odds in the draft,
Yeah.
which could put you could luck out and be the Kings and get the 4th pick. You could, and there's still quality guys in that range. You would have, at that point, you would have like 5 top 10 draft picks. And I'm just like,
That's how you
dude,
become special, though.
you get special by getting the generational guy, which is, we realize, not every single draft, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't, Chet could be the generational guy. He feels like he has that potential. I think Shea, I don't think he's a generational guy, but I think he's a superstar. I think there's eventually a point, and I think McKelly brought this up as well, is
Mhm.
this team is going to, and I know there's ways to get around this and do all these things, but even just reflecting upon the summer of 2012 or whenever, 2013,
Mhm.
12, even reflecting on that season is, that at some point, if we get another high level draft pick, like the Thunder are going to be in the place where they're going to have to make roster decisions
Mhm.
around the guys that we're going to inevitably fall in love with. So it's hard. Like I know that they're going to go after another high draft pick. I just don't think it has to be. I don't think you have to deplete the roster.
I don't.
to
I
get to
mean,
that point.
do I know that they're going to do that? Like, I don't know.
Well, we don't know
that they're gonna
Andrew,
do
what
that.
you know.
Also, Jay, this is all about. Okay, your problem is you don't want to have to emotionally go through this again, where you're watching this team and you think, "Oh my God, they're tanking again. I just don't want to do this anymore. It's not fun." So, may I present to you 2 words? Choose dumb.
Yeah. Yes. You can always
Listen,
do
you
that.
need to go to games. Go to the games this year. More. Go to more games this year. That's why one of my top 3 things is I'm going to go to more games this year.
Yeah, I think the fan excitement about this team is going to be dramatically different.
Yes, I think so. I think if you go to
You
the
can already
games,
feel that.
it's not going to be about this conversation. If you just go.
And there's also this. I think this is going to be really interesting to see how this goes at the beginning of the season, because Chet okay, so there's never a player like Chet on this team yet during the rebuild. Chet is a player that opposing teams look at and they say, I want to destroy that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want that guy to know that I'm going to be better than him.
That I have more weight than he does on
But
my
seriously, I think that players really do.
body. You do.
Yeah, I think
I do.
I think we all might. I think that players will want to destroy him.
Mm-hmm.
Before, you know who's jumping center?
I don't actually.
Favors, Isaiah Roby,
Moose.
sometimes Moose, sometimes Baisley. Those are the guys jumping center.
We got a Moose jumping center.
And you look, and I think the other team looks across, and they're like, "All right, whatever. Like, we're gonna kill this team."
Oh yeah.
And I think the Thunder surprised a lot of teams last year. I can't remember what the record was, like the come from behind victories.
Yeah.
It was like 8 or 9 or 10. It was something crazy. I just have a feeling that we are not going to see the same thing. I think teams may look across and see like, oh my gosh, Lou Dort got paid. Shea's a max player. They have Chet. We know who one of the Jalen Williamses is. Like, this is a real team now, and we have to really show up. And so I wonder, because there was a lot of times where teams just flat out did not show up.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Denver multiple times, Boston.
Yes. So I just
Memphis once.
I wonder if like some of
the
those
Suns.
like come from behind victories, if you took all of those away from last year, or took half of them away.
Yeah.
This is like that's a 20-win
Yeah,
team.
but you're kind of making my argument for me in the sense of I don't think you have to go through extensive pulling of the plug.
And ideally you don't. Ideally you play the whole season, you win 26 games, and you're the 5th worst team in the league, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
Like that's
like you could
that's
also
that's my prediction.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a bad prediction.
Because what I don't want to do is like you talk about going to have fun, like go to a lot more
Yeah.
games. Like what I don't want to do is go to a game like I did last year at the end of the season, have the best tickets I've had maybe ever, only so that I can watch every guy I want to see play sitting on the bench.
which I don't
In street
think
clothes.
that's
I went to a game and it's literally Lou, Shea, Giddey, Kenrich, everybody that matters sitting on the bench.
I came and talked to you.
Yeah, I was like, well, why would I not just have a conversation with my friend? Because I have no desire to see what's happening on the floor.
By the way, we saw Lindy Waters at Edmond Rail Yard
Oh,
on Monday night.
that's quite the choice.
well.
Yeah.
I like
How-
Lindy. I don't think
how
he has
was
a
he?
spot on this roster eventually, but
Wow, rude.
He was.
I think he may be an NBA player.
He's improved so much.
Yeah.
He's not even close to the player that he was at OSU. Like I think he can make it somewhere. I don't know. I agree with you. I don't think that it's going to be here because there's just too many guys.
Mhm.
But I think that if somebody just needs a movement shooter off the bench, I think he could fill a role somewhere. And I hope he makes it. He's an incredibly nice guy. My middle son, Archie, went up to him and said, "Hey, you're my second favorite NBA player."
Oh, who's his first?
It was probably Michael Jordan or SGA. That's what he asked me. He's like, "Who's your first?"
That's so funny.
Probably Michael Jordan or SGA. He goes, and then he goes, "Oh, okay, that's acceptable."
Yeah. I am so going back to the initial question. Rotations. I'm excited about.
Yeah, we
team
went real
rotations.
negative real fast on the things that
it's-
we're most excited for.
I have been stewing on this for like 4 weeks.
Yeah,
and
I can tell.
So it's fine. I'm fine. Rotations. I'm excited to see. Obviously, I think Chet. Really, it's more like, and then it starts going to individual players. Like, I really am excited to see what Chet does. Giddey. I don't know if it's intrigue or if it's excitement, but seeing how Giddey and Shea figure out how to play together this year.
Yeah.
With more, hopefully, time on the floor together.
Yeah.
Is Giddey going to be the primary ball handler?
Yeah.
You know, like they
How
at
does the
least
flow?
alluded to. Yeah.
How does the flow work? Because
And
I don't think there will be like a quote unquote primary ball handler.
No,
I
it
think
shouldn't be that way.
I think it's gonna because I mean Chet's gonna handle the ball too.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be like how, and this is what I think is gonna take time. It's like how do they figure out this rhythm that the Thunder front office and coaching staff want?
Yep.
I don't think that's something you just figure out in the first 2 weeks of the season. I think this is something that takes years to like imprint and for it to actually work.
Yeah. And then the last thing, although I probably said 10 things, but the third thing is I do wonder, what does Shea look like this year? Can he take another step?
Yeah.
And if he can take another step, then we are having conversations about what this team can be just as is, even with all the assets that are on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you looked at him in those Canada games, you have to grade those on a curve, man, because they're playing guys that
For sure.
that G League teams would run off the floor, right? Like they're playing the Dominican Republic and some other team that I
Hey,
don't
DR's got some nice players.
I couldn't name any of them other than Al
They're
Horford.
playing.
Well, look it up.
Firemen and plumbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but to
Wow.
see the way he played in that game, his efficiency, and that's what I hope to see come back, which is excitement. Like his efficiency from the 3-point line, because he should get more space than he's had in a couple years. With Chet, with J-Dub. I'm really excited to see J-Dub. What does he look like?
I know.
I mean, there are a lot of really exciting things about this team heading into training camp and into the season, but it's hard as that looming kind of thing that I started with is part of that too. So sorry, I talked a lot. So Taylor, what are you excited about?
I wonder if we just are still learning how to be fans of a team when they're bad. I still don't think we're good fans of like a bad team.
Yeah.
And I think we're still just like carrying this weight of being a fan of a team for 10 years that was essentially a contender for, I don't know.
They
how long?
still have one of the top
better part
5
of a decade.
Over the last 10 years. The
Mhm.
Thunder still have one of the best records in the NBA.
Right.
Like
Win-loss.
still have it.
Yeah.
After sitting out for 2 years.
Yeah.
They're still one of the top 5 most winningest teams in the NBA.
And so we're learning how to watch a team with hope.
yeah.
Sorry, with us having hope when we're
Yeah.
watching them and being fans of this team. And we don't know how to do that. And I think that's why it's so negative all the time. I think that's why the conversation is around tanking. We're still trying to figure out what is tanking? How do I emotionally connect? Or like, what is the amount of attention I should give to tanking?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking we're giving way too much attention to tanking. If they're going to tank, they're going to tank. That doesn't have to determine how you watch the team. My brother.
Choose dumb.
Choose dumb. Go to the games. I went to 2 games last year. The only other time I had more fun watching Thunder last year is when I actually put money on the game
Mm-hmm.
to have some kind of consequence.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was fun. But going to the game was a big deal. And I think now it's going to be exciting going to the games because they are going to want to play Shea and Giddey and Chet. And they're going to be trying to figure it out, at least for the first 50 games. It's going to be fun.
It will not. So I've got a buddy that has season tickets, and basically he got season tickets in the seasons that the last 2 years, and they're good tickets. He's
Smart.
spending good money on it.
Smart.
But he's like, dude, it is like, when does this turn to where I don't have to watch really bad basketball? And basically I was like, hey, literally after the lottery, I texted him, I was like, dude, this is substantial.
Mm-hmm.
Like the intrigue and excitement, because there were many times where he couldn't get people to take his tickets last year.
Yeah, because it was more of an annoyance to try to figure out how to go on
it's like, all right, I gotta
Wednesday
get
night.
childcare,
Yeah,
do
we
all these
could-
different things.
Yeah.
But
you could tell.
I can imagine next year you will not, like, I think you will get some of that buzz in the arena again.
Yeah, without a
It's
doubt.
there. The energy's back. It's different.
Yeah,
this year.
just the intrigue over summer league was
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
really
Well, it's just
Palpable.
they're players that you can actually you can care about.
yes.
You
And
know.
the national media cares about it, so it kind of gives you that.
Oh yeah. Like the amount of
Like,
people
oh wow, these people care about my team.
Oh, the amount of people that like stopped me just to ask about OKC in Vegas
Yeah.
was different this year than last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's better. The buzz is back.
Nate Duncan asked me and like he just in a silly voice just how excited he was about Oklahoma City. Just was like, "What do you think?" You know.
Oh my gosh.
And then
That's so exciting.
and then I taught Nate Duncan how to say Paolo's name.
Oh
Yeah. He called him Paolo Boncaro. I said, no. So let's talk about this real quick.
Well, isn't that how did the milkman tell us to pronounce it?
Yeah,
I thought he said
yes,
Boncaro.
it's not.
Oh.
It's Paolo Boncaro,
Bencaro.
but it's not Boncaro.
Bon hero.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
What else are you excited about, Tayshawn?
The beer and the food at the games.
wow.
I'm just excited to be a real fan again. I'm excited to be a fan again. You know, everything, all three of mine are about, I'm going to make my life about the Thunder again.
Yeah.
Now the question is, are you going to be able to actually watch any of the games on TV?
Oh, yeah. With a baby, I got most of my game watching when Nora was a newborn.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
where?
How?
Well,
That's
at
what he means.
home, and then we move back, family.
I'm saying, but what channel?
Oh,
Yeah, that's what he means.
oh, interesting.
It's only available on unless is the Bally Sports app coming out this year?
I don't know.
All right, to be determined.
Okay, so that throws a wrench in things.
We'll figure it out.
Just every night going to
Every night
Chalk.
going to Louis.
I'm sure your wife with two
Chili's.
babies will love that.
With the baby.
Yeah.
Going to Louis.
What about you, man? What are you excited about?
So I'm excited the first night to see who is announced in the starting lineup in what order. I got that
Shay's
stuff.
last. Let's do it. Let's do it.
That to me is always, it's just always one of those things. Like I remember being in the arena when we first traded for Kendrick Perkins and like Perk is announced in the starting lineup, and you felt like, oh my gosh, like we have a real team now,
Mhm.
like a team, like a five, like starting five that makes sense, that can like really go up and compete with anybody, you know. And last year, like there were times where Aaron Wiggins was like, and like no offense to Aaron Wiggins, but Aaron Wiggins was the last guy announced in the starting lineup, and you're just like, man, we don't have a basketball team here, you know. It's like how it felt like Isaiah Roby being announced, like Isaiah Roby, and you're just
Yeah.
like, man, we don't have a basketball team,
Right.
you know. Just hearing the announcer talk about the starting five and bring up the starting five, I think that will be actually like pretty fun to see, because I think like there's going to be five guys that I think that you can care about in the starting lineup this year. Whether or not they'll be like longtime starters, I don't know. But I think you can look at every player and be like, you know what? I can invest and care about all five of these guys.
Yeah.
And that just hasn't been the case for a little while.
Predict it. Let's predict it. This is my prediction. Josh Giddey 1.
Okay.
Lou Dort 2.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever.
Jeremiah.
Yeah. 3. Chet 4. Shea 5.
Yep.
Obviously.
That makes sense to me.
That's the way it should be. Or it's like Chet
Baisley,
first. Or
maybe.
it's like Chet first.
Yeah.
You know, like Westbrook always wanted to be announced
was
first. You know, maybe it's Lou Dort first.
But he's not like top. That's what I'm saying. Like it's either Chet or Giddey first,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Could be. I mean,
Fourth, you have some juice too. The fourth guy is like,
yeah.
you know, that's
Shea,
nothing to
Shea, when he's in the lineup, has always been announced last.
obv.
So, what if it's Chet announced last?
No, it won't be. It
Okay.
can't be.
Okay, yeah, Chet doesn't seem like the guy that would demand that
No.
either.
I think they'll if they start Chet like first game in the season. Now I think it's Chet.
Yeah,
If it's the very first game in the season, you really want some energy, you announce Chet first.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel. I kind of.
rotation.
I
now.
kind of feel that way. I think just announcing Chet will be great.
I think fans also really like Giddey.
They do. They
Fans
do.
do like Giddey.
I think bookending with Giddey at the front, Shea at the back, and then I don't know. That makes me excited. I think the 4. I actually think it'll be Baisley. Probably the more I'm thinking of it.
I just think if you're actually trying to play rhythmic basketball, you can't start Darius Baisley.
True.
If that's what you want.
True.
And I honestly do. This to me feels a little bit like Hami's last year for Baisley.
Yeah.
And Hami got a lot better. Like credit to Hami. But to me, Darius has got to really prove himself
Yeah.
to be someone that can fit with this crew. And so maybe they do try Baisley at first just to say, like, okay, we have given Baisley like every single chance to fit with.
And if you can't do it here,
With these
then
guys.
it's time to move them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard. I think the more I watched Baisley, I think the only thing that differentiates him from these other guys is these guys make the flow move with instinct.
Yeah.
Baisley thinks about it all.
Mm-hmm.
He
It's one of
stops.
the-
He
yeah,
stops the ball.
It is, and
and then
what do I
it's-
do? Hesitant, all those different things. And so
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Like I do think he's got to. This is it for him.
Yeah.
This is the season.
Yeah. I think so too. I don't think they. I mean, and not like getting him to restricted free agency is going to do anything, but I think that you want to trade him before then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you could get back a second round pick or something. Maybe you can get Svi and a second round pick back.
Here's my third thing.
Okay.
I'm excited for it to be. Just imagine this. Hey man, you good to go for the game? Yeah, I'll meet you there.
Mm-hmm.
Get in the car.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cold.
Mm-hmm.
Driving there, you park. You walk to the arena in the cold. You're wearing a jacket. You walk in the arena. Feel the immediate warmth, the light, the food, the smell, the sound.
The Schwab dog.
The Schwab dogs. Hot dog. Wait.
No, that's
Now I'm
Mickey Mouse
thinking
Clubhouse.
Schwab dog.
Schwab dog. No, wait.
Dog, dig dog, the dog.
Schwab dog.
Yeah.
It's very close to hot dog.
Hot diggity
They really
dog.
did. They stole it, but they
Yeah.
really did just make it.
We just
Schwab
uncovered
dog.
something.
Schwab dog, dig dog. It's like some scat,
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
None
It's
ever
Schwab.
was scatting though.
Huh?
We should bring scatting back.
I think we will this year. I think
Bring
this is the
scat
year
back.
of the scat. So then you make your way to the seat. Your buddy's there.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
He's already got a
or your brother,
tall,
whoever. you're
refreshing
there.
beer in his hand.
Oh
waiting for
yeah,
you.
and you have to take your jacket off, and you put the jacket
I
off.
hate that. It's my least favorite thing.
There's
about
just
games.
not enough room to do
I will
it.
just go in with
I
t-shirts
know.
on and
I
freeze
love
cold.
that. Really?
I hate having to roll your jacket up, or do I wear it? Do I put it on the seat behind
Right.
me? Do I sit on it?
Mhm.
I just don't like it.
I just kind of miss the stress of all of that. though.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I like there's something ritualistic about what I'm describing
Mhm.
that I'm really
Oh,
excited.
dude,
to
I
get
think
back to.
everybody that has that experience was like, yeah, that is a fun experience.
Yeah,
The cold, that's
yeah.
it's just
I
crisp.
don't know what it is.
Not when
about
it's
that.
bitter and the wind's blowing in
Yeah.
Oklahoma like it can from
I
the
mean,
north, but
November 3rd.
just a
Yeah,
great
exactly.
game.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Can't wait, man.
On a Tuesday, or a third, or a Wednesday or a Monday, where it's well, there's nothing else. Wow, this
Sunday
really
night
made
games?
this. Oh
Sunday
yeah,
night games.
Sunday night games.
6:00 games.
6
yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Then you're home by 9, man. No problem.
Oh, no problem. Get some good sleep.
Yeah. Next thing I'm excited for is I think they're letting us back in the locker room this year.
Really?
All of us?
All of us, the whole fan base.
Yeah.
Flood
Continue
in.
on your whole dream of you go see your buddy, then you walk over to the locker room, head on in, talk to the players, just like everybody else in the arena can do.
Hey, good job. Good work out there tonight.
No, that is exciting.
Yeah. I don't know if we're getting pregame, but I think we are getting postgame.
Yeah.
Locker room access, which is just better. And then so we'll see. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for this team to play faster. Fast break, push the ball. I think just like Chet Holmgren in the open court live is just incredible.
Yeah.
And so when he sees a lane, he's going to take it. And he is so much fun.
And he's going to dunk it.
He's going to try to dunk it or he's going to get fouled. So to me, that's just another thing that
Yeah.
you just want to see.
Did you guys watch the clips of him at the Jamal Crawford Pro-Am?
Yeah, I watched probably 75% of that game.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's just fun to have a guy like that on the team.
He
again,
was,
you know?
he and Paolo were, you just watched it, oh my gosh, these two are the best players on the court. And it's
Yeah.
not even close. And they were playing against a bunch of guys that, I don't know, they're managers at Hertz, whatever, So
Yeah, but it's
I loved you reaching for the what thing was just kind of like a guy manager at Hertz. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I mean, probably.
I mean, yeah.
It's
nothing
makes-
wrong with that. My dad built a great life for all of us at Hertz.
He did.
Was there for 30 years.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to
I don't know what
downgrade it.
you're
I'm just saying they're
about
not.
Hertz.
I'm
Feels like you have a problem, with my
Yeah.
dad.
just saying they're not NBA players.
Yeah, it was. I just watched highlights. I don't know where do you watch those games?
It was on League Pass.
Oh,
Yeah,
we don't have that.
yeah.
I don't.
You will this year.
No, I won't because the only games. Well, I might.
Well, you black out
Yeah,
the
I
Thunder
know.
games. That's why you
Unless
don't
I
want
do a VPN or something, and
But
Yeah.
also
tell people I'm in a different state.
when
Yeah.
your team is better though, you just get into when your team is more excited, you just get into
Okay,
the league more too.
here's another thing.
It's an open door to everything.
I'm excited for national TV games back in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Not happening.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it is up top.
Yeah.
I'm in a
It's-
high five mood.
Oh, that's
today,
so
guys.
great. You know, when you go to the game and you're like, wow, there's Jeff Van Gundy over there.
Yes.
And they got the screen up
Yeah,
and the special lights.
I think we'll get more like NBA TV games than probably ABC.
They'll put him on ESPN.
They want Chet on
Yeah.
national television, whether that's, I hope it's TNT, but it's probably ESPN Wednesday night is what I would guess. I don't know that they'll get a
Ooh, that got me
Thursday.
excited, man.
I don't know that they'll get a Thursday, but I think they will get Wednesday.
Hopefully they
On
don't.
ESPN.
Hopefully they don't put like a April game on national TV.
No, I think you got to do it early.
Yeah.
I think we will get a November national televised game.
Well, also maybe like, could you get? They won't get a Christmas game, but like, do you
No.
get the like a
Martin Luther King. Yeah,
Monday
maybe.
game?
Yeah, I mean, would you want to see Chet Paolo on
Yeah.
on that day?
If
I
it was
think
like the first game.
that they play against each
Yeah.
other. Yeah. In sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
With Eastern Conference teams, they only play twice. You
Mhm.
can push them to
That's fun.
the middle
When's
of the season.
schedule release?
Sometime in August. I
Okay.
can't remember what what the date
We're
is.
getting close.
I know it's my favorite
pretty
thing.
close.
It's so I grew up. I mean, I still am a huge football fan, but now I've gotten to the point now. So and I don't know how this happens, but during football season, it feels like the fall just moves quickly
Mhm.
because it's
Mhm.
week to week. There's always something. Like for me, it's that anticipation that we're talking about. It's like
Yeah.
every Saturday, there's something I'm looking forward to watch. I'm an OU fan, or really anybody play college football, and then NFL on Sundays. But I know now is what it also means is that basketball is right around the corner.
Yeah.
So when football starts, I'm like, dude, this is going to be a flying by until basketball's here.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I am incredibly excited.
God, that time of the year is just the best.
It really,
We're really
when
getting.
we've got. There are nights where my wife doesn't love it as much, but
Hey, wife.
but going like every night you can
Yeah.
watch something.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least keep up with something.
You know what
on your phone.
we need better summertime programming, don't we?
One of the
They
of the
think we're
other
spending time
sports
with our
needs to move
family.
to the summers, man. One of them needs to switch their seasons,
Yeah.
or you could become a baseball fan.
No.
It's like Little League baseball. The Little League World Series is on like in the next has to be the next 2 weeks because that's when you
Yeah.
know that fall is almost here.
Yeah.
It's here, guys.
Basketball is
great.
the best sport to be a fan of too because you're always comfortable when you're watching it. You're never uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's never
You're
like
always inside.
you're never too hot. You're never too cold.
You're not gonna get a
There's
sunburn.
not like a blizzard you're having to brave because you're a fan of the freaking Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. You don't get a sunburn on the top of your head.
Yeah. It's great.
You're right. Being a football fan, I've been to games in Norman where it's been 100 degrees and
Yeah.
so
Ugh.
humid. I've been to games where you couldn't wear enough layers.
Oh, the cold games are rough.
Rough.
It's got to be a great football game to enjoy it.
And
Like,
it's rarely that. I remember this is too much, but the year OSU went to Norman and won on a Tyreek Hill punt return. Do you remember?
yeah,
that game?
yeah.
I was there. Natalie and I went to it. We were sitting in the north end zone, and it was just miserable,
Yeah.
cold, and boring
Yeah.
because OU wasn't any good. OSU was okay.
Yeah.
And we left. We left in the middle of the third quarter. I was like, man, OU's up by 2 touchdowns. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. This is awful. They lost.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to it going, well, glad I wasn't there for that
Yeah,
because
it
it
was
was awful temperature, cold and muggy and blah. Not muggy, cloudy, overcast.
Mm.
I don't know.
Anything else we're excited for before we move on to Tayshawn's?
Mm.
Do you have a Tayshawn's?
I got something.
I got something. There's a lot to be excited for.
Yes,
There
there
is.
is. There is.
Yeah.
And there's probably a lot of things that we haven't even mentioned that are exciting about this season. I think J-Dub, even him discovering who he is as a player, because when I interviewed him, he was like, yeah, I've never played power forward before I did that. I don't ever really dunk the ball. And it felt like he was doing that all the time.
Yeah.
It's because
His athleticism was shocking.
and it's off ball, like load up. Like that's when he's like pretty good.
And there's part of me that I don't have enough. I'm trying to go back in my mind real quickly, but I don't know if there's anybody like him that I remember playing with this team.
Yeah.
For a while. I mean, I know you can go back to like the Dion, but Dion was so inconsistent.
And he wasn't as versatile.
It really does remind me of early Harden before his game turned into like this Harden.
Yeah.
Like he was running a lot. He was
Yeah.
on fast break
Yeah.
a lot when he was really young, like first 2 years of Harden. It
I
kind of
just
reminds me of
I'm
that.
always so careful.
I
not
know.
to, it's like, oh yeah, this guy's the next James Harden, but it's like he does have that kind of, I don't know, that just
It's like that
really great
offensive
peripheral-
like intuition and feel
Yeah.
on the court that is just
I am
we
really
haven't had
excited
that
about
guy
him.
in a while.
That's
Yeah. When you talk about rhythm, like, okay,
Mhm.
this is a guy that can help us get there
Oh yeah.
because he's going to be in the right spots. He can hit shots off the catch. He knows when to cut. He can finish.
I know they won't do it, but him being the starting forward would be wild.
It'd be
I love
awesome.
that.
Because they have enough size with Giddey, Shea. I mean, you have two tall primary guards.
Well, and they're both really good rebounders too, which is what you worry about.
Yeah.
With that is like, okay, can we finish a possession?
Yeah.
You know,
We're gonna
and
get killed on the boards.
yeah, and they wouldn't because Giddey is like an outstanding rebounder. Shea's a good rebounder. Dort's a good
Well, and
rebounder.
J Dub has incredible length.
Yeah, J-Dub
So
is
he should be able to do it as well.
yeah, and Chet. Yeah. I think that would be the starting lineup I'd be most excited
Oh,
about. Like
gosh.
if they actually did that, you'd be like, okay.
That's one
This
of those
is-
that if I like when the lineup is named, like 5 o'clock, 5:30 for a 7 o'clock game or whatever.
Yeah.
That's one. If that came out, I'd be like, I might change my plans
I
and
need to
drive
go to
down
the
to
game.
the arena.
I know.
Yeah.
It won't be that. It's going to be Jerry or somebody else
Baisley.
for sure. Yeah. If it's Baisley, it's like, yeah, I'm never going to a game again.
Take John's back to a bigger victory. Take John's back to a bigger victory.
Hey, I'm Tejon. This is my victory dictory. I was on Reddit and they were asking, I thought this was interesting. Someone was asking about if the league has any, like, what are the empty stats guys in the league that are left? Just not a lot of them anymore. Just because the game has changed so much.
Jordan Clarkson.
I don't know. I feel like he's pretty useful, but we can talk about it. And they said Kelly Oubre's.
Kelly
One.
Oubre, 100%.
Yeah. Hassan Whiteside used to be one, and now it seems like,
No, he's still definitely one.
you think?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Those advanced stats are pretty good, though.
Yeah, no, wouldn't read into them at all.
Okay. So we got Hassan, Kelly Oubre. You think Clarkson?
Yeah, I think Jordan Clarkson's 100% just empty stats. Let's go get buckets.
Yeah. Who else we got, though?
Let's play.
I just thought it was cool because we can think back.
TJ Warren's still in the league.
Yeah,
TJ
known
Warren?
loser. TJ Warren's
Where's he?
still got a
Nets?
job. Yeah, signed with the Nets. Yeah.
Was Karis LeVert an empty stats guy? Because I think some people thought he was. I thought he was legitimately good.
I think he could be.
We'll see what Christian Wood is in Dallas. But he's an empty stats
candidate.
guy.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a very good one.
Mitchell Robinson's another one.
Yeah.
Got paid. I don't think he's going to help you win any basketball games.
No.
Also, Julius Randle.
Yeah. Julius Randle's a really good one.
Yeah.
That's a hard one because 2 years ago,
I know.
I know. Yeah, he was second team All NBA 2 years ago, but last year he was definitely that. Evan Fournier. Could we just name all the Knicks?
yeah, I know all of them.
Cam Reddish.
Okay, so there's a lot of empty stats, guys. It just doesn't feel like it because none of them are stars. There used to be stars that were,
Yeah, one
Empty
of the
stats
things
guys.
is like there's just not a lot of bad teams
yeah.
in the league, and the teams that are bad have young players. So either the just empty stats guys are hidden,
Mhm.
or
Or they're used appropriately.
they're just being limited.
Yeah, I'm like running through the roster in my head or the league in my head, and I'm coming up empty. D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Russell is is definitely one of those guys too. Buddy Healed.
Cat.
Buddy. I
But-
love Buddy Hield, but
I'm
he
going to
is-
say Cat is. Cat is the star that is
Yeah.
an empty stats guy.
Yeah, he very well could be. We got to learn.
if they're mediocre this year, man.
We'll learn if Anthony Simons is that guy or not this year.
That's true.
There's a lot of them. They're still there.
They are still there.
There's not any real loud ones right now.
Maybe it's like the flow of the game has changed so much. They don't stick out as much.
Yeah.
I know we got a while to get there. Is there anybody league pass wise that you're excited? I can't remember if it was Bill Simmons or Zach Lowe who did the league pass rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was going through teams, I'm like, I'm really excited to see what the Pelicans are.
Oh yeah, man.
The Pelicans, the Magic, The Hawks are very interesting to me this year.
Okay.
I just don't know what that's going to be like. Like a team that gets to the Eastern Conference Finals and then sucks
Mm-hmm.
and then makes this big move with DeJounte Murray
Mm-hmm.
trying
Yeah.
to get good again.
No, they're
Like it's
interesting.
interesting.
Denver with Jamal Murray back.
Yeah, with Jamal Murray.
I think you
back.
want to see like what is Jamal Murray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
at least-
and Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah. Minnesota with Gobert
Yeah.
and that
This
whole
is
situation.
it really is. There's not a lot of, and I think Rosillo said this on one of his podcasts, where it's like there's even the teams that are bad you want to watch because of what you said, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to watch the Magic. I don't really want to watch the Rockets, mainly because I have such a disdain for the organization in general. But
Yeah, not interested in the Rockets.
like teams
like
that
the
you're just
Pistons, you want to watch the Pistons.
yeah, definitely. Teams I think that if they were on and they were like the marquee team, you would turn the TV off. Like San Antonio is one
Yes.
of them.
yeah.
Utah.
They're going to be real bad.
Yeah, Utah is going to be one of those after they trade Mitchell.
Mhm.
The Wizards, I think, are just kind of bleh. Like we've seen enough of Bradley Beal on his own
Yes.
with players that don't matter.
Well, and yeah, you
But it's
keep
Brad
hoping
Beal
that-
and Porzingis.
yeah, but you're hoping that either Denny Advia or
Again,
Rui Hachimura
Brad Beal and
or
players don't matter. Yeah.
Johnny Davis, like there's the three draft picks they've had in the last 3 years. You're just like, are these guys rotation players at the max?
Yeah, I mean they're top 8 guys, but they're back into the 8.
You didn't hit on any. You didn't get lucky or hit the elite guy in any of those draft picks.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Clippers.
I don't particularly love watching them.
Mm.
Just in general. Paul George is, I think, the most fun player they have.
Yeah.
I've never loved watching Kawhi. It's like, oh, cool. There's Kawhi.
There's Kawhi hitting every
Kawhi has never loved
normal-looking
watching
jump
Kawhi
shot.
either.
Right.
Yeah.
Reggie Jackson pass. Now they added John Wall.
The John Wall piece is interesting.
It's
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, he
It's
hasn't
not.
played basketball.
Why is
that
it not
matters in
interesting?
4 years.
I just don't think John Wall is going to be that impactful. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think
I
I'm
just don't-
excited. I hope
It's funny.
he's
Neither
good.
one of the Clippers or neither one of the LA teams do I really care about watching. Like
Yeah.
watching the Lakers last year was like painful.
Here's
Yeah.
where, I mean, they're already prepping to bench Westbrook, at the end of close moments.
Yeah.
So that will be interesting.
Which they should. It's not
They
not even
definitely
being not even being negative against Russ. It's just the worst possible fit with that current roster. You're gonna have Austin Reeves playing over Russ in important moments.
Prepare for it.
I know.
You know
Prepare
who's
for it.
prepared.
You know who's a team that's really good that I have no interest in watching
Mm.
is the Heat.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not even the Heat. It's just Heat.
Yeah.
I just they're kind of boring to me.
Mhm.
I know they're gonna be good. They're gonna be in the playoffs again. They're gonna put up a good fight.
Yeah.
but they're just not.
I'm
fun
excited
to
about
watch.
Philly.
Yeah,
What does this version of Harden look like?
Yeah.
The throwback Rockets with Joel Embiid, like sure.
Yeah. There's a lot
Yeah.
of teams to be intrigued about for sure.
Take John's factoid bigger inventory. Take John's factoid bigger inventory.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. And after that, we're going to answer some Twitter questions. And we're back. After that quick break, it's time for some Twitter questions.
You have to rapid fire something. You ready?
Yeah.
Twitter questions. You got questions and you ask them on Twitter. Now we answer them for you. This is Twitter questions. Now let's get down to it.
Our first Twitter question comes from @Trav_is_funny. Best in-person Thunder moment of a regular season. On January 27th, 2019, I saw Paul George go nuclear. Nuclear? In
nuclear.
nuke?
No, it's not nuclear.
Nuclear. There's not another U there. In the fourth quarter against the Bucks, gave the Bucks their 13th loss of the season.
A
There you go.
spanking.
Regular season. Favorite regular season game.
My favorite regular season game that I went to, my son and I went and watched the Warriors come to town.
Yep.
and this is the mellow PG.
Oh yeah.
And
That was a great one.
They just throttled them.
That was a great one. That was a great feeling.
Yes.
You left with such a great feeling.
I was in the highest seat. Literally, my back was on the wall of the.
Still, I
Paycom
was
Center.
I was in a worse seat than you.
Yeah,
were
you were
that
in
night.
what do they call that?
in Cloud City.
City.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because I could see where you were, like looking up to my left. It's like,
Yep.
oh, that's where they are.
Yep. Yeah, that was a great one. I posted a video of this, but the Rockets Paul George game winner was a great one to be at. Even last season when Dort stole the ball from De'Aaron Fox and finished it, and like won the game, like that one was like, holy smokes, like that was insane.
What about you, Tayshawn?
For me, it's probably 2000. I think this would have been 2010 or 11 when the Mavs were so good. I talked about this moment before. It just sticks with me. It was one of the first.
I was going to say that was like the first or second home game, wasn't it?
Yes, and I think it was maybe the first shot that KD took where it was like one of those legendary game winning like buzzer beater threes. You know, it's classic Scott Brooks, KD just running across. He's just running straight across.
You were at that game?
Yes.
Yeah. You can see that if you watch any, like, I watch a ton of like random highlight film.
Yeah.
That shot is on so many of them.
Yes.
Where it bounces kind of on the rim and then it goes in.
Was Vince Carter on that Mavs team? I just remember Vince Carter.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. At Ben Hieronymy. I don't know how to say that. Presti is on vacation for a week in the Hamptons and leaves you in charge while he's away. Cleveland was so impressed with Chet's performance at the Pro-Am that they call you and offer Evan Mobley straight up for Chet. What do you do?
No.
Yes.
At Bereavement Life. What
I
is
love
the
Mobley.
ceiling for the Thunder this year? What is the floor for the Thunder this year?
I think the ceiling is 30 games.
Yeah, like 34 wins is probably like the absolute ceiling. Is it if they play all the right lineups, if they just
Get fortunate a few times.
don't play Poku, then I think they could win 34 games.
You're not wrong.
If I think like
I'm offended, but you're not wrong.
I think floor is like
20.
23 wins or something like that is probably the floor of like, this went about as poorly as it could have gone. We're the third worst team in the league, and
and you had some injuries.
Yeah,
like
we had,
legit injuries.
Yeah,
like,
you would have to have injuries for it to be that bad, but it's possible. So, at the Warner West, what songs would be on the official Down to Dunk soundtrack? Alien Ant Farm, Smooth Criminals, an obvious pick, but what other songs best collectively reflect the FriPod crew?
Yep.
We talked about this. I was asking how hard the guys thought it would be to like make an album on and put it on Spotify or Apple Music and have all of the Luke songs, just all of our songs, and then maybe us singing some of our favorite songs, and then finally doing the Christmas album on there. So there's 30 tracks on this album.
Yeah.
But it really
Twitter
speaks to how
questions.
prolific
The
we
Twitter
are.
question songs.
Twitter question song would be on there.
Top 5 power rankings.
The boys are back in town.
Thin
boys are
Lizzy's
back
The
in
boys
town.
are back in town.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Our rendition, the boys' rendition of the boys.
Yeah.
There's a lot. All the early Down to Dunk.
We had a lot of
opening
intros
songs.
that we just were illegally using.
Yeah.
Macy Gray's
Yes.
That's one.
whatever song that is.
I try to say goodbye and I choke. Hey!
Try to walk away.
Yeah.
There would be probably 10 to 15 early 2000 emo songs. on there.
Yeah, for sure.
That seems to be the way we've transitioned.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I have watched. So Netflix came out with their own documentary about the 1999 Woodstock, and I hadn't watched the HBO one yet. So I was like, what else am I going to watch? There's no sports on. So I watched the one on Netflix. Unbelievable. I didn't even remember that. I was 17 when that happened. Like I should have been aware that all of that went down, but man, there was a lot of Limp Bizkit. And then I watched the HBO one last night. So man, that was wild. But Limp Bizkit probably on there.
Biscuit.
That's funny. The original Woodstock. I think everyone thinks of like Hendrix maybe,
Yeah.
and then the '99 one you think of Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Same kind
Similar
of level.
class of musicians. At Zach Deeg, assume that OKC drafted Mobley instead of Giddey and nothing else changes. Who would Presti have taken number 2 in this draft?
Who's a better guitar player, Wes Borland or Jimi Hendrix?
It's a good question. Who had bigger pupils?
Well, Wes had his entire eyeball was a pupil.
Well, there you go. That's
So,
the answer.
Wow.
I think they're taking Chet still.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything changes. At Gunnison Grant, I'm going on a cruise this Monday. Any tips?
I've never been on a cruise.
Yeah, you can sneak alcohol in. Okay, this is what you do. You have to get the huge mouthwash, but the whitening one, so the entire bottle is like totally white. You can't see through it.
Mm,
Fill that with whiskey, whatever you're drinking.
Hmm.
Put that in your bag. They won't check it.
did you do this?
Of course.
Okay.
It's so expensive to drink on a cruise.
No, you just pay for the pass.
It's like $200.
you're already paying for a cruise, man. Just pony
I can
up.
just sneak it in, and
That's
I can
not
pay
enough.
$30.
How many bottles? of
No.
wine?
I'm talking the bottle.
Like a handle of whiskey. You're gonna sneak in.
Yeah, I'm talking like you can get the big mouthwash.
They're not even gonna remotely think like this dude brought a lot of mouthwash.
It's just the mouthwash. I shop at Costco is
Bro,
what I
it's
say.
4 days. You're on a cruise for 4
my
days,
gosh.
and
We
you
just
have
put it in there. Listen, we did it. They didn't check it.
2 gallons of mouthwash.
Or I think they let you bring 1 bottle of wine. So just fill that with liquor. The point is you need the highest potency of liquor that you're bringing on because you need to be able to stretch that out. You know, you're not sneaking beer on. Don't fill up mouthwash with beer. That's like 30 minutes of beer.
Here's the deal. Don't stay away from the buffet as much as possible. The buffet is trash. Okay. Go to the dining room as much as possible. Go to the dining room for breakfast for sure. Stay away from the breakfast buffet. It is garbage. Okay. Go to the dining room. Also, don't use conventional rules when it comes to ordering food. If you want 2 steaks,
Oh yeah.
order 2 steaks.
Yep.
If you want the cheeseburger and the steak and
it.
the lobster, order all 3.
Yeah.
Don't you have paid for all of this already, so do not conform to conventional food ordering. Order exactly what you want and as many
3 or
items as you
4
want.
3 or 4 entrees without question.
Yeah, that's what you have to do that. And when dessert, if you can't decide what dessert you want, order all of them.
Yeah. That's a great point. Go on excursions because the first day on the cruise, it'll be fine. You can stay on the boat all day and it's fun. But if it's 4 or 5 days, go on the excursions. It really breaks up the day and
That's
you're
fun.
happy to get back to the boat.
Yeah.
Get a nice
Don't miss the
experience.
return though.
Do not miss the return.
Don't miss the return. Yeah. Don't get in trouble with the law.
And on the excursions, don't do the party excursions. Do like a touristy one.
Don't
way
jump
more
off
fun.
the boat.
Yeah, don't jump off the boat.
Last hint, don't jump off the boat. At MB4999, now that Skittles have been designated as bad for you, toxic titanium oxide,
Was not aware of that.
what treat will replace it as the antithesis of broccoli?
I didn't know that Skittles were considered good for you
True.
before
Yeah,
this.
it's not a shocker. Oh, dang, man, I've been eating those as part of my 5 daily food groups.
I thought
I
this was
start my day
fruit.
with Skittles.
I thought this was fruit.
Starburst, man. That's where I
Yeah,
went.
I got it. That's a good question for Mark. That'll be one of my
Yeah, opening question.
I gotta let him on the pod. At Miguel DeBella 25, would L-Man be open to the idea of becoming Chet and Poku's nutritionist?
So much Arby's.
Lord, we hope not.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't even be open to it though.
No.
At Alex_Bowler Jack, what is your preferred snack during a movie?
Oh, that's a good one. Popcorn.
Peanut M&Ms and popcorn together. Eat them together.
Yeah, peanut M&Ms. Are
Popcorn, hot
great.
tamales.
Popcorn,
the
hot
two.
tamales.
Oh, hot tamales.
I love hot tamales. No, I wouldn't eat them together.
Okay.
I would
this
eat popcorn. And my son and I have a very specific tradition when it comes to popcorn at movies. Butter, obviously.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
But then we always will buy one of those little shaker like flavor adders.
It's bull crap. You have to buy those now.
No.
They used to just have them out.
Really?
Did they?
Yes.
I'm not sure that
Oh,
ever
they
was real.
did.
Ranch. We get some ranch. Put a little ranch shaker on
Yeah,
that thing.
yeah.
Man, that's good. My son will sit and eat. Doesn't matter how big,
Yeah.
the entire thing of popcorn.
It's too easy to eat popcorn.
Yeah.
One of the easiest foods to eat a lot of.
At I am KevKevBot. Who is this year's tank commander?
We're not talking about
Sam Presti.
Yeah,
Darius.
probably Darius Poku.
Poku. Yeah.
Poku is the tank commander.
Yeah. Actually, the team was better with Poku on the court last year than they were with Darius.
Of course they were.
That's
Wow.
interesting.
Probably also more indicative of when they were playing.
Yeah, he played with the starters.
Moments of importance. Fair.
So, all right. Are you miffed and are you peeved?
Miffed and peeved.
I'm miffed and peeved, man. Last night, I was late today because I'm getting to the point now in my life, apparently, where I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And part of that's because I try to catch up on water, like from 9 to 10 for
Well,
some
that's a bad
dumb reason.
move.
Yeah.
Poor choice. And so I wake up 2:30 in the morning, go to the bathroom, and I'm just like stumbling because I'm so tired and like out of it. And my dog decides, yeah, I'm ready to go outside.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Oh my gosh, I was so mad. And all he did, I was like, man, my dog never does this. So I'm like, he must really have to go.
Yeah.
Just went outside, peed, sniffed some things, just came back in. I was like, are you for real?
Yeah.
So then my wife gets, my wife. She wakes up. She's mad at me for some reason. It's like, I didn't do this. I just wanted to go to the bathroom. It's the dog's fault. And then
Yeah.
she tells me to put him in the laundry room and then the
Yeah.
whole thing. And
Yeah.
so this morning when I woke up, I was like, I don't think I slept last night.
Yeah.
But dogs are the best. But they miffed and peed me last night.
Yeah. Dogs.
Yeah.
F 'em.
Dogs. Yeah.
He did not eat a fish hook though, so I don't really have that story.
That's that's good. I'm glad.
yeah.
I'm really happy for you.
I'm not muffed and puffed that much. It's fine. Maybe I'm just numb. Maybe there's so much muffing and puffing me. I'm not even aware of it.
I feel like we need a Linkin Park song to start right now. Thanks so much for listening to our show. We'll be back on Monday with a podcast with your voicemail. So be sure take a look
That's a cool
on
thing.
my Twitter to take a look at the voicemails. So leave us a voicemail. We will keep doing that on Monday. So hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll talk to you guys on Monday.